Yeah, again, say what you want to say. Don't say what you don't want to say, but as you start at the beginning of, where were you born and raised?
Okay, born in Seattle. I was adopted into a nice family of one already, so now two brothers and then mom and dad, four people family, and parents have brought me up pretty lucky to have traveled a lot. I had a lot of kind of experiences that most kids don't get to experience, and so I'm grateful. Screwed up a lot of I made a lot of mistakes as a brother and as a son, but I feel like we all have to experience that. I just happen to be like the black sheep, being adopted, and then 12 years ago I met my biological mother's family, and so two sisters, half sisters and one half brother, and then my biological mom. And so I found out a little bit about my actual genealogy and kind of the similarities and differences, that like 40 cousins, with the 6 brothers and sister my mom had. So I'm blessed. I'm like the black sheep in 2 families. And I guess recently I did Ancestry.com because my father did Ancestry.com, and kind of trickled down through everybody in the family, and I was the last one to do it. And I was contacted by my dad's side's brother. He's an uncle, and my uncle was like telling my adopted parents a little bit about, I have 4 half brothers, and my biological father had passed away, but that's like 5 years recent. So I haven't met my 3rd family to be the black sheep of, but I don't know. I'm learning more about myself, and life can take you by surprise,
Let's go back a little bit. How old were you when you were adopted?
I was adopted at birth. It was a pre-arranged adoption. My mom said that, I met her now, so she said that she thought that I'd have a better childhood growing up with a father. So, and then something about a story about how she split up with my actual biological dad some like 3 months into the pregnancy, and so I got her side of the story anyway. But so I don't know, I guess I'm grateful. She's pretty giving to do that, to share that, and she said that she even went through some separation anxiety, so I can imagine that now. And it's cool to be able to communicate to her.
Tell me about growing up, as you said you had a mom and dad and another sibling, right?
Yeah, so we had, I always got to, later around my middle school and high school days, I'd bring a buddy with us. Sometimes we go on skiing trips. We do about a skiing trip every year, one week out there at a mountain, usually somewhere in the Northwest, actually only in the Northwest. There's like BC, Canada, they have Whistler, Blackcomb. We went there 3 times. One time in the summertime. It was pretty cool. Because they have like 4 lakes and like, some biking trails and stuff. It kind of similar to like the town that I live in, Seattle. I mean,
so home life was good.
Yeah, and having a boat. My grandparents had a boat on my mom's adopted mom's side, and she's my real mom. I mean, they raised me, and I love them, and we're still learning about each other every day. And I don't talk to them right now. I'm a little bit disconnected with them, but I feel like it's kind of ramping up. We go on these breaks, then we kind of get back into going to dinner with each other every Sunday, and so.
We talked earlier about soccer.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that. It sounded like you were pretty far deep into soccer.
Yeah, I'm excited because the World Cup is going to be in the United States, and Seattle was chosen as one of the 5 cities. And so my hope is to go to another game, like a World Cup game. So that'd be fun.
When did you start playing?
I started playing like age 7. I remember I picked number 2. I think that same year, though, I just started playing goalkeeper right from the very beginning. I was always a goalie from about the first or second year. I mean, that's what I wanted to do because like everyone else wanted me to do it. So, and I got to play all 90 minutes of the game. So, but I mean, 300 days a year playing soccer. It's like one thing that I did that was like second nature to me. You know, I don't even have to think about it. I just know what to do, and that's something I love because of that. And it's hard for me to watch soccer. I like to play it. You know, I can talk about soccer a lot, but
good sport.
I think I'm going to play until I'm like 52. I'll probably even start coaching by that time. There's a lot of things that like I've taken into account with my life, like the fallback trade. For me right now is like I had a choice. I think around 2008, so that was around I was 25, I think, and I decided to pick a trade, and I ended up going with electrician. So I became an apprentice in electrical construction. I was picking up some other new hobbies, like I still wanted to play sports, so I was playing soccer again. I started playing semi-pro football in the summer league as a kicker punter. So I was doing that in high school for like sophomore through senior year. I was on JV football and then varsity. And I was 4-year varsity soccer and starting goalkeeper for 2 years. But yeah, like I was supposed to, I guess, play for some big club team in the U.S. or in some South American country, like probably would have picked me up. Or I was on a pretty good path, and some things fell apart when I was in college playing soccer at Edmonds Community College.
Tell me more about that. Why did the path change?
The path changed because, well, I ended up, dealing with some charges with court, and it basically like put me on this awakening to what it's like to be in the system, I guess, and that's what happened. I got right into the system. I missed finals because of it, dealing with my consequences, my justice being served, and bad decisions. So, and ever since then, I've always wanted to go back to play community college. I still have 1 more year eligibility, and
so from that,
I could play 1 year community college if I have my associate's degree. I can play 2 more years in 4-year college. But yeah, I always think about that. And then with some of the things on my record, it'd probably look good that I have a 1400 SAT score or something, or you can develop an online following if you just care about the soccer part, and the education's just another, diploma. But it depends on my focus, and I haven't chosen a path yet. I'll be 40 this year, 2023. I understand a few things where I'm at in my life. Maybe I do have more opportunities than I've ever had, no matter what I think, because I've got a lot more experiences than most people can say they have by my age. And by the age of 41, there's studies that show most men, actually all men, pretty much have all the experiences that they need at the age of 41 to finally choose a career path, which gives me a little bit over a year. And I'm a very good procrastinator. Somehow, my whole life, I've always thought that I procrastinate until around this age, maybe 2 years ago. There's some other things that I didn't take into consideration that might, make it a little bit tougher of a challenge. But I have some good business ideas. I want to start a business. That's what I really want to do, and I have I'm not going to say what they are yet. Maybe you'll see me out in Seattle or maybe somewhere in the Northwest. Who knows? I could be selling burgers or selling board games or coaching soccer. So I got a few goals, and I'm just kind of hoping that my ducks. There's this phrase people have been using called the lucky girl syndrome. So that's what I'm hoping to run into with the attitude. Just, hey, everything just seems to fall in place for me, and everything goes good for me. I don't know. It just, hey, there it is. I'm doing well, and I didn't ever doubt that I wouldn't.
You mentioned a couple times you were the black sheep. This family, this family, this family. Why do you say that? How do you define that?
Like not knowing what made me different. I did, thinking, not knowing what my parents look like exactly genetically kind of hit me like I'll never know what they look like. Maybe you never know. And then you look at yourself in the mirror, oh, they're going to look like what I look like, but I don't know what I'm going to look like yet. And so it's just all these things that just kind of like, and if you're a thinker like I am, it's like you can't turn your brain off. You can't, I slept in spurts of 3 or 4 hours, 0, 1, or 2 times a night. So it's a sleep deprivation that I didn't even really get classified or diagnosed with, but
growing up, that was your sleep pattern?
Right. I mean, sometimes you just count laying there as rest or something, and eventually you figure out the ninja secret is to get food and sleep. And if you're not getting food, then you're getting sleep. If you're not getting sleep, then you eat more. So I just kind of tended to go with that. I'd eat 3 times the average person. And when I was playing starting goalkeeper in the games, I'd run over the concession stands and I'd eat a hot dog or 2, and people thought I was crazy because they get a side ache during the game if you eat within 2 hours, but not me. Like, I don't know, it could be that I'm like my biological mom, who might be hypoglycemic. From what I understand, that's like a thing where you got like 15 minutes to eat or else, and it's like, must eat now. And, you lose focus. Like, I couldn't focus in a game if somehow I just got hungry suddenly. I mean, it's terrible what it, what it feels like. And then, so there's that. That's one thing with my family that was similar. The other thing is they all drink a lot of milk. They all have big fat calf muscles on, and it's cool, like finally knowing, and then, knowing that a lot of my family members, half of them, they said have a sleep deprivation, when my uncle said 8% of the world population has a sleep deprivation. And then when I did the Ancestry thing on my dad's side, it says, I didn't really see it personally. My adopted mom and dad, I think my mom actually looked at the Ancestry when I did the connection, and my uncle, my dad's brother, had contacted me as well, kind of hoping to reach out to me, and I haven't reached back out to them yet. I have 4 half brothers, and my biological dad had passed away. He drowned, maybe drinking and drugging, and then same thing with my brothers, all 4 drinking or drugging. I'm not sure exactly how the conversation went.
You mean they passed away?
No, just my father. But the brothers may have had similar experiences, which is interesting because me growing up with completely different parents and having been to, over 5, almost 10 treatments. And so all 100% on that side has had a addiction to drugs or alcohol. And so it's definitely a hereditary thing in my case, finally knowing at age 35. So that's cool that I can relate to my actual third family without actually meeting them, and it's cool that my mom actually relayed the message, and hopefully she didn't sugarcoat anything, but she said that my uncle and my 4 brothers did want to meet me. So, hey, if you guys think you catch me on this or catch me somewhere else, and someone tells them that tells you or whatever, definitely I'm interested to say hi and hug my brothers, and I don't know, hopefully not use if one of us or both of us are on a clean path, and have some career talks. Anyway, I like having one positive thing to say that I'm doing all the time. So out of everything that I learned is just, if you're around a bunch of people that are just only about, all the conflict and the drama, and then ask them, hey, do you got one positive thing going on in your life? Because I do. And then that's when like you gotta kind of like walk away from people, you know. So I try to surround myself with people that have one positive thing going on in their life, and that can change. So I'm pretty strict with my friendships, you know. I might like you right now, but if you go fucking lose all 100% of your possibly positive lifestyle passions or hobbies or habits, then I might just say, hey man, go get yourself right. And then I'll be like, but I'm a hypocrite, but you know what I mean? But just, you know.
Yeah, we're all hypocrites.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, I'm a positive guy. I like to look at the bright side of life and look out for me, because I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if anyone looks for a good laborer or salesperson. I can lift 100 pounds and I can work 16 hours a day, and I got experience all over, from working in Alaska in a cannery on land and refereeing soccer games and selling pizza by the slice in a beer garden. I mean, it can go. I can keep going. I've had a lot of jobs. Electrical construction right now. I need like 24 more hours to renew my card, which is a 48-hour renewal for any apprentice. So I got a million things on my mind, you know. And
Jack, quick question: what would you say to the people of Seattle about your living situation?
I guess I'm technically I'm homeless, and that and I get food stamps just like a lot of people. I mean, you can get it. You can consider yourself homeless and still live with your parents. And there's a lot of kids that are 35 and they're lucky to live with their parents right now. And I didn't get to about 25 or 30 when they decided they didn't want me at home anymore. But you know, just think that you're blessed, because in a city like Seattle, if you don't have any family or friends around here and you end up in the streets, I've seen so many people that just really just kind of just throw their hands up in the air, and they lose a lot, and they hit rock bottom, and they don't ever come out of it. And the streets will swallow people up whole and shit them out in the grave, and it's pretty cold, man. I've seen some crazy things in the last few years just being out here. But I know that I'm a strong, I'm determined, and I'm a motivated individual, and I plan on, you know, getting on success. And what success is to me is you're making progress towards what your success will be. As long as you're making progress, you know, it's like they say, if the train stops, you know, then you still got to keep pushing forward. Just because you're on the right path doesn't mean you can stop. So if you're gaining ground towards little things at a time, but every day focus, like hard work towards whatever it is that you want to do. I mean, I'll be one of those stories that definitely, at least, you know, tries to get a small business, and then if not, I'll go back to being an electrician, or I'll probably do a soccer coach. But I like to have two things going on: sports and a job, or maybe two jobs. I've always wanted to do like 2 or 3 jobs, you know. Well, but so
God
anyway,
willing, I'm gonna come back in a year, and I'm gonna knock on the door of your store or something.
All right, cool.
Thanks for your time. Appreciate it, Jack.
Yep. Thank you.